Hey, solo leveling fans, this is Chris Bolts coming in with another solo leveling season 2 episode recap and review. This time it's on episode 22 titled We Need a Hero, and let's just go ahead and jump right off into it. And so, right now, at the beginning of this episode, it picks up right where the other episode ended, which basically started off with a friendly sparring session between the Korean S rank hunters and the Japanese S rank hunters, and we get a look right here at the four Japanese, or rather Korean hunters that's going to be fighting the Japanese hunters. This is Bayek over here, Cha Hain, that we all know. This character is Mon Dong Suk, and then this guy, he's an arrow user. He's featured in solo leveling Arise. His name is Lim Tai Yu, and now please pardon me on my pronunciation on some of these names because I am not Korean, but I do try my best to keep everything as close to, or try to pronounce everything as close as possible to the native language. So pardon me if I make any errors. Let's go ahead and get forward. There's Sung Jin Woo, who's looking down and observing them, and here's a close-up of the Japanese hunters. Now, I'm not too familiar with these two, but again, this one right here is Kanae Hawata. She's looking dope as hell right there. So the entire Japanese team is looking dope, as well as the S rank hunters. And here we got Sung Jin Woo looking at the team. We got Ryuji Goto. Over here is Akari. And by the way, oh my goodness, wait till we get to the end of this entire review with this one. And they're all looking down at them, looking at getting ready to go ahead and spar. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. And now here's Ma Dong Suk, I think that's his name. Ma Dong Suk, he's able to make himself much larger. He's gonna enter into a contest of strength with this Japanese guy. Check that out right here. I really like it when they get some really good animation right here. I'm just going to play a little bit of this. And Sung Jin Woo, they're just looking at the action. Chairman, this building's being reinforced with the highest quality of essence stone, yes, because they are getting pretty destructive down there. And Gogun, he says, yeah, you know what, I think it is, but maybe we might want to invest in some more higher quality stone. He's going to say next after that. Bayek is taking them really serious. I need to move like they're trying to snap my wrist, not just grab them. And so he's gonna power up a little bit more. He doesn't want to go all beast mode on them, but he's gonna go beast mode enough on these guys while they're doing this sparring session. Go ahead and go forward. He's actually taking on this guy right here, which he seems like a coward, and you gotta always be wary of the anime character that's a coward, because they actually turn out to be a very strong fighter. If you watch Demon Slayer, you know the yellow haired guy. I forget his name and everything, but he always acts like a coward. But the minute he falls asleep, he's gonna really put an ass whooping on you. That's pretty much this guy right here. He's being a coward and everything, running away from Bayek, but eventually he turns around, and you see Bayek is powering up, going a little more beast mode with them. He actually missed him. And we're going to go for right here. Cha Hain is fighting with Kanae Iwata. Kanae is having some difficulty blocking off the shots from the dancer Cha Hain. Cha Hain is really proving herself that she is a very strong, capable fighter. And then out of nowhere, this is where she decides that, man, I better block this incoming attack. Sushi Kumamoto. I can say the Japanese names a little better because I did study Japanese for about 5. It says right there, oh no, I lashed out on reflex, because he was about to do a big sneak attack on her. Fast forward, you see that Sung Jin Woo actually stepped in and stopped Kumamoto from hitting Cha Hain. And of course he has to do that because if you guys know the lore of solo leveling, another man do things to his betrothed. I'll just use that word. So he stops Kumamoto from coming in there and getting an attack on Cha Hain. And you see Akari says right there, no way he was able to just brush off Kumamoto even in his berserk state. And so that arouses Ryuji Goto to want to challenge him, Sung Jin Woo, to a friendly sparring session. Omoshiroi is what he says right there. And so they start going at it. So let me go ahead and stop that. Don't want to play too much of that. You guys can go to Crunchyroll to watch this episode if you haven't already done so. And then right here, Ryuji Goto actually tries to put a dangerous strike on Sung Jin-woo, but Sung Jin-woo was able to go ahead and grab his hand and stop her. So Goto was actually going in for the kill on Sung Jin-woo, but he was able to, Sung Jin-woo, through all of his intense training and mastering the Demon Realm Castle, actually leveled him up a little bit, so he was able to hang with these S-rank hunters, got a really good idea of what their power levels are going to be. But so after all this, they stopped the fight because they didn't want it to go any further. So the sparring session was called. I think what we would say probably the Japanese S-rank hunters won that. They actually were able to get a pin on one of the Korean hunters. I think the Mang Dong-suk, I forgot the guy's name who pinned Mang Dong-suk to the ground. He got a point, and then the other one grabbed the wrist. That he got a point. So and then Cha Hain truthfully lost to Kumamoto. So that was about 3 to what? We say the score was 3 to 1 because only Sung Jin-woo actually got he didn't really stop Goto. But overall, the Japanese X-rank hunters actually did win that fight, and they basically did. When they were talking that shit in the last episode, they backed their shit up. So yeah. And I just forgot my microphone was over to the side, but I got a really nice deep voice, so you guys probably heard a lot of what I was already saying. So I apologize. So let's go ahead and fast forward. And they're all starting to get ready for this raid on Jeju Island. Sung Jin-woo decides that he's not going to join because he wants to hang out with his mama. Yeah, and we understand that because his mama's been in a coma for about 4 years. He wants to be a mama's boy for a little bit. I think a lot of us dudes will understand what Sung Jin-woo is going through. If your mama was sick and you haven't had much time to hang with her, you'd be running and wanting to spend as much time with her as well, which I kind of sound like a hypocrite because my mama did have a high fever a few days ago. I hung out with her a little bit, so I'm not that much of a hypocrite, so don't worry about that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep forward. And this part right here is where a lot of controversy, at least with the way Beru is what we actually expect of him. And here he is right here in his blue glory as Beru. I guess as it was being animated, and if they would have left him red, he would have looked a little better. But still, I think the best representation of Beru is going to be in the game Solo Leveling Garage. So if you guys aren't playing that game, I highly recommend it. It's a fun game. It's free to play. It's a game that's very generous. And by the way, they're not paying me. He's eventually going to decide that he needs to go ahead and fight. Here's the original team. There's Ji Woo right there. Other girl who's an E rank. They're going to be on the defense force. I forget his name, but he was in the first episode. He lost his arm in that secret dungeon when he was there with Sung Jin-woo. He's meeting up with the healer from that team. They're going to be on the defense force. It's all hands on deck coming in here to deal with these damn ants. Ants number in the trillions. It's a good thing that we don't have to deal with ants as an enemy overall. They're just a nuisance right now. But can you imagine having to deal with trillions of ants, what they're going to be doing here? And so that's pretty much what Jeju Island is. It's a big, giant ant colony, and they're going in there getting ready to deal with it. Do you think we're strong enough to fight the ants? He says, Master. I think the Master he's referring to is, I think he's speaking to Lim Tai Yu right there. Master, do you think we're strong enough to fight the ants? Yeah, I would say you are. You got 15 S-rank hunters going in there, and the smaller ants at least have the power of an A-rank hunter. So I think they'll be fine handling all those ants. Here's another look at Ma Dong-suk. He's all armored up and everything. They're walking to the helicopter. There's Bora Lee. This is the A-rank team that was saved by Sung Jin-woo from Kuralgan, which, by the way, that still is the second best fight in the entire series. Although, going back to the S-rank hunters sparring session between Ryuji Goto and Sung Jin-woo, I'd have to put that one up there at fourth best. I'm gonna have to. I'm after this season is over. I'm gonna have to do a best fight scenes. Let me know if you guys want to see that. About the best fight scenes from Solo Leveling. I will. If you guys want to see that, jump down in the comments and let me know. I'll definitely go ahead and do a video on that. But Egress the Red, right off the bat, that is still number one. That has not been eclipsed in my view. But let's go ahead and continue. All right, so they're all getting ready, and I want to go ahead and get to the part. So right here, there's Ming Byung-gu decided to join back up. There's he and Bayek are talking shit because you know when you're good friends, you talk shit with one another. Ming Byung-gu says I had to come because if I didn't, you just charge in and just do shit and get yourself in trouble to Bayek, and then Bayek says, yeah, I got to do that because you're weak and they would kill you. So that's some good camaraderie. I like seeing things like that actually flesh out these characters and let you know that there's a really good bond there between these two characters. It really humanizes them. So let's go ahead and go forward. And the Japanese team is already on Jeju Island fucking shit up. The Korean team's coming in. A bunch of ants are starting to come in. And I want to get to the part right here. This is why he's called the ultimate weapon, Choi. It's a shame that in the game he sucks, but man, in the anime, he was on one of the earlier Jeju Island raids, and he says, yes, now I can finally come back and exact my revenge on this island, messing up the original assault team that was going out there. We got this right here. They're still fighting. The Japanese are still fighting the ants on the ground. This guy's having some fun, getting ready to tear off the head of one of these ants. The Korean team is assigned with going in and trying to take out the queen herself. How are we supposed to find the one that leads to the queen? And that's where our boy Choi, again, showing that he's powerful, but it's like Netmarble, buff this guy in the game because we need to see that he is just as powerful in the game as he is here. He still is. It's like he's one of the weaker characters in the game, which is unfortunate. But I digress. Let's stay on the anime itself right here. These holes, and they follow that hole right here, and this is the hole that he believes that she's in, the Ant Queen. We see that Sung Jin-woo is getting ready to complete his daily quest. If you guys who played Solo Leveling Arise, Sung Jin-woo tries to reason to himself, they don't need me. Because all those powerful S-rank hunters that are on that island, they should be able to handle it very easily. Let's not get ahead of ourselves because the team down here, they finally come up and they see that egg that was laid. And so here we go. They said right here, and if there's an ant out there that was born from an egg of that size, they understand that there is this giant ant that is out there that probably can rival the gang right here. Finally, let's go ahead and get to the end. We're going to get to the end of this episode. Let me tell you something. This is how you end on a cliffhanger and make people want to come back to the next episode. We see right here that big buff dude was injured and that he's asking Akari to come and heal him, and he wants something else, but we all know what's going to happen next. And so right here, I'll let you play. There we go. So there we go. We're just going to go ahead and go forward. This is the picture of Beru after he did what he did. That's how you do a cliffhanger. We all know we're going to have to come back to the next episode to find out how Beru the Demon King is about to go in there and fuck some shit up. Overall, on this episode, this was a really good episode. It started off at a high with the sparring session between the S-rank Korean hunters and the S-rank Japanese hunters. Got down a little bit. There was some world building, character building, lore development, and whatnot, getting it set up for the Jeju Island Arc. And as we go over here, they got on the Jeju Island, they started fighting the ants. We saw some of the Choi's power leveling and everything like that. And then it ultimately ended on a high note with how Beru just took out an S-rank hunter in one hit. And if you look at that, let me put my finger right here. It was a smile. A high at the beginning, a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a dip, to end on a high note. So yes, that's exactly right. We got a smile on the face right here. Overall, this episode, I would give a 9 out of 10. Really good action at the beginning, character world building in the middle, action at the end, and we got to see some Choi demonstrate some of his power. Again, Nat Marble, please buff that guy in the game so they can match the output of what he does in the anime. I digress again. 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Did this episode live up to your expectations? Were you satisfied with the outcome? Are you going to be coming in for the next episode based on that cliffhanger from this episode? Jump down in the comments and let me know. Also, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you'll be notified when I go live or post videos like this one. This is Chris Bolts signing off, and I will catch you in the next video. You guys take it easy.